Welcome to You Could Talk Chalk, a space where we chat with odd-defying, way-making, change agent entrepreneurs. We hope you enjoy their stories, insights, and experiences, and it inspires or encourages you to continue on your entrepreneurial journey. Because you could talk chalk, we're going to get it done. Mr. Trendsetter himself, Rhaj Paul, welcome to the pod.
Thank you, Rashida.
This has been something I wanted to do for a really long time, to pick your brain. And I don't think this is a better topic than to discuss the business of creativity. And you have been in the creative world now. I'm going to age you about 20 plus years. I had to do it. We had to let the audience know the evolution of your brand, where you've come from, where you're going, because I know it's big places. So tell us a little bit about Rhaj and the Ministry of Style.
It's hard for me to tell you a little bit. I can just
tell
keep
me
going.
a lot.
I keep going.
Tell
so
me.
You tell me where to cut it, right?
No problem.
So I started back in 2000, if you could believe that.
I mean, I was spot on.
23
years.
It's so hard to just even think about that.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm a person that has a really that can sometimes have a low attention span. So for me to be in something for that amount of time, steady and still just going. Discovering more things, you know what I mean, that I want to do and so on, is just incredible for me. And I realized that if I really didn't enjoy all by itself, regardless of whether I made it into a business or not, there's just no way I could keep doing it.
Not even for 23 years.
No, not at all. Some people stay in a job, man, for 30 years and don't enjoy it.
Some people stay in a job for 40 and hate it.
So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's possible, you know, but not for me. I'd just be out of there one time. So for me, starting off, I think the first showing that we had was somewhere between community colleges, what they call, they had a thing
the
that
portfolios that they did. I know what you mean.
Not portfolios in terms of the design portfolios and so on, but they had this thing, Communifesta. Communifesta. I don't know if they still do it, but we showed.
Aging yourself.
Yeah, big. Oh my
been a
God.
minute.
Wow. So I did Communifesta, and that was beautiful. And then shortly after was the first really major showing. I think that was BMX. That was BMX 2000. So since then it's just been a kind of roller coaster ride of various efforts and trials and so on. You know what I mean? Just doing this and doing that, but all within the creative and fashion field. So far I've been involved in fashion styling, fashion design, particularly in menswear and casual wear. I like to think, I like to hold on. I don't have this title, but somebody could give it to me. I don't mind. King of casual. I could do that.
I think we can do that.
Because I love casual wear, and I feel like smart casual has a nice sort of sweet spot within the whole realm. You know, I don't get into too much formal or suitings and things like that, but in styling, I do. Styling, I'll source whatever's needed to create a look for the client. So Ministry of Style came about in 2007 as a means to facilitate styling for whether it's entertainers, whether it's yourself, people doing shows, people doing performances, getting on the stage, doing photography, whatever, videos, whatever, movies, whatever. So there's been that, and then there's a couple of brands that was kind of tried to seed out there, put out there and develop. And so one of the probably most popular being Brand Evolve. Yeah. Most recently though, I don't know if you saw it. I think it wasn't as widely publicized as it could have been, but in April this year, we could call it Easter, I guess. I did first drop for Republic 21. Republic 21 is a new small label that I'm working on right now that has a lot of my energy and a lot of my attention. I like how it's developing and where it's going. And it's a brand that really celebrates Barbados. You know, we just turned a republic, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yo, what's happening with that? You know what I mean? Like,
what's up with that, and how can I brand that?
Let's work on that, you know what I mean? So Republic 21, that's what's up.
So 23 years of the creative world. And before we go any further, I would want to ask all my guests to tell me their definition, because my definition of an entrepreneur is a lot different to what other people think it is. So tell me what your definition of an entrepreneur is.
Sure, that's a good question. You know, sometimes I wonder myself, because, you know, it seems as though sometimes just like all businesses that are small get lumped into being like entrepreneurs. And I'm not sure that that is actually true. Personally, I feel like entrepreneurship has a degree of innovation involved in it. It's not just like you buy and sell things. You know what I'm saying? I feel like at the back of it, there's some kind of philosophy, or there's some kind of vision around it that you want to develop and turn out. And sometimes it could be, sometimes it could be a type of impactful, a change agent. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So for me, entrepreneurship would not only be like turning something that's innovative or creative into a business, but also by means of doing so, what kind of societal or change agent are you becoming? So I feel like that has that component for me. It could fall into entrepreneurship.
YCTC fam, we're about to talk about Healthy Kinks Botanicals. HKB is a 100% Barbadian owned, formulated and manufactured hair care product company created to empower Afro-textured beauties to wear their kinky hair with pride. HKB also strives to educate them on how to effectively care for their hair through the use of quality, simple and balanced hair care products and practices. You can find Healthy Kink Botanicals products via their website, which is www.healthykinks.com, and learn more about their products via their socials at Healthy Kinks Botanicals on Instagram and Facebook. All right, guys, back to the pod. So, Ministry of Style seems to have a lot of components to it. And the creative element in Barbados, or the creative industry in Barbados in itself, is, I don't want to say a messy one, but it's a difficult one. And it has evolved, I believe, over the years. How are you navigating with your thought process and your ethos in your business? How are you navigating in the creative industry in Barbados? How's that been for you? And what do you use to stay grounded in that?
You got some in-depth questions, fam. I just like need to write some notes down. What? All right, so navigating it, fashion in particular, which is really the field that I stay mostly in, has so many challenges. I feel as though in the first place, we're trying to operate in a space that that for a long time hadn't even really regarded fashion seriously.
Right.
I know for a fact coming up, there was a sense that fashion was just entertainment. So when somebody said there's gonna be a fashion show at X place or something like that, it was just entertainment, right? It wasn't really like, hey, let's get you guys to do a fashion show so that we can help you build out your vision for your brand. In fact, people were even saying brand. You know what I'm saying? So we had to I find like we had to keep sort of making our own statements all the time. So I had to say, yo, it's a brand though. It's a brand though. So even like with printers to print out the gear for us and so on, how many times did I have to say, fam, it's a brand though. I need it done a certain way. I'm going for something here, right? My competition is with it important. You know what I'm saying? So we're not just printing up some shirts. It's not corporate. We're not just sticking a logo and so, we have a vision around it. It's going to roll out a certain kind of way. It's going to develop a certain type of way, and trying to communicate those things to somebody in the processing side of it who's oriented towards corporate and not towards fashion and not thinking like that. It's challenging, right? It's like they're like, so what's wrong with that, right?
Is this a shirt?
Hey, the color's off, right? Like wait, what? All right. So I was like, you're not gonna pick up a Calvin Klein, an Armani X, a Hugo Boss. You're not gonna pick up a Tommy Hilfiger and see that happening to it. Why is that happening to my stuff? So I feel as though we had to do so much to try to emphasize with anybody that we're working with who we are, what we're seeking to achieve, who we're competing with, the levels that we needed to be on and so on. So even the t-shirts, so even just a t-shirt itself, nobody was making a quality t-shirt. Okay, nobody still. I was just about to say. All right, nobody still.
And then the issues we're getting, because I also have a t-shirt brand, to import a t-shirt into Barbados, my cost point would be
what it is.
I wouldn't get a shirt.
All right, you know what it is.
But you have to give me quality stuff.
I'm saying.
You want me to keep it here, give me quality stuff, but it comes down to what do they think is quality?
Yeah.
One, and how do they regard the industry that we're trying to push this in, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So how has that conversation been for you, trying to get people's minds to change? And I know you like to support the small business. When I was in my corporate years, again, I'm going to age you, Raj. When you were doing your brand Evolve buttons, I worked at a printery years ago, and I printed many of Raj's buttons, packaged them and got them ready for him. And buttons would churn out. I remember when your buttons were moving.
There was so many,
and you could see them on bags, you could see them on hats. I still have one on an old peak cap that I wore years ago. Different sizes, and they were the movement. But like a lot of things in Barbados, it just goes really high really quickly, and there's no support after. Yes, I said it. And it just collapses. So that conversation you would have had to have with the person providing your printing services. What was that like, and who did you choose? And what was that conversion? Because you had to convert them to think that way. Not all service providers think.
Yeah,
you have
straight
to
up,
convert them. Or be blessed to find somebody that has that same
absolutely.
So how was that journey?
You're hitting the nail on the head, Rashida, because the fact of the matter is that it took a lot of effort to persuade them. It took a lot of effort to convince them that, look at what I'm doing. Look at what we're importing. I'm trying to compete with that.
They're gonna get them to buy in.
So what we gotta do is we either have to match it, or we have to surpass it. Because we cannot be under par. So because already we're dealing with a psychological barrier, which is called, that shit is low. I don't know if I can say that.
You can say that.
That's local, right? So it being local already is putting it down, right? So I'm just like, it's local because I'm here. Yeah. That's the only reason it's local. Because I'm here. The people in the States are local to the States. The people in Europe are local to Europe. Yeah. You feel me? Yeah. So it doesn't matter where I am or where you are. What we want to do is we want to put out some degree of excellence that's hard to second guess, that's hard to call out. You know what I mean? It's just like, in fact, what we want the response to be is like, damn, this is from here. This is from here. Because I feel like representation is key now. You know what I'm saying? It's like we had to show everybody, it doesn't matter where you are. You can start in your living room, bedroom, the way I did with a sewing machine that your mother brought back from Sri Lanka. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what you're starting with. What matters is how you're thinking about what you're doing. Do you feel like it could be global? Do you feel like it can have that kind of strength? Are you thinking like that? Are you watching the others who are doing their things too, and seeing like how you're gonna come up, how you're gonna be different, not how you're gonna copy, how you can be inspired for sure, but how can you be different, outstanding, and have a whole different sort of angle that you're taking that nobody else is bringing to the table, So it took energy, it took decision, it took commitment to convince people to come up in terms of dealing with what you're trying to produce, from anything from the stickers to the badges. Listen, bro, you got badges. My guy, your guy, back then, who was doing this badges was particular. So I didn't have to convince him. I'd be like, P, fam, thank you, man. So when I went to somebody else, like say when you guys are closed or something for start taking whatever, and I went to somebody else and my icon is shifted to the side. I'm like, fam, that thing's supposed to be in the middle. What do you mean it's acceptable?
Listen, and in that company, we've had, because you have to do quality assurance and make sure you're not wasting money. And he's been a man that would have been, it's off. I'm not giving them to Raj. We have to print them over. So it's like 100 buttons just sitting there because the color is off. It shifted in printing. Anything can happen, but he was very particular in the quality he put out. And in the creative industry, I wish that we had more of that reverence to quality versus quantity. Yes, quantity is great, but you have to put out quality.
Absolutely.
And if y'all want to be too cool for school, do they still say that? Y'all need to cop this drop that's coming from Ministry of Style. Rhaj launched Republic 21 in April 2023 at the Riches Caribe event in Golden Square, the very first of its kind. October 23 is season 1, drop 2 for the new brand that celebrates Barbados and its recently acquired Republic status. It articulates a creative vision of self-determination and personal value for the people of Barbados. Rhaj Paul renders strictly Barbadian themes, motifs, and iconography into tailored, reworked, and top quality imprinted street style apparel. Slow fashion, mindful design, and collectible vibes that wrap your favorite island in the sun are all available at Raj's Republic 21 brand. Get you some of that streetwear, guys. Let's head back to the pod. How have you found your support, both corporate and local purchasers? How has that support been? Because people will go and buy an international brand before they buy a local one.
Yeah, generally.
Comfortably.
Generally.
How has that support been for you over the years?
Good, beautiful. So a couple of things. One, the support from home has been awesome.
Yeah.
All right. I mean,
yep.
I mean, just like people who love the work and love the style and love how it's different. It's just been consistently great. I have no complaints on in terms of that type of support. I find it challenge sometimes is on that production side. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to work super hard to convince on a buying level, except though because of the familiarity with on two parts, with the local, with the international or the imported quality and the branding associated with that.
Right.
I had to make sure that we were sticking it on the same level. So the photographers would do like beautiful images that look like they came straight out of a magazine.
Right.
You know, and I don't mean any magazine, like it came out of Vogue. Or it came out of Esquire, GQ or something. And I was really fortunate in the beginning when I started with Joel Brooks. To be with somebody who had that kind of eye for excellence, and he was painstaking on that stuff, right? So he was just like, and that was a real blessing for me, you know, to have a partnership like that there. So moving from that and then working with other people, it was just about making sure that whoever we were working with had that kind of eye for detail, cared about what they were doing, understood and appreciated what as a brand we were trying to achieve and how we're trying to, you know, really be head and shoulders with everybody and sometimes above other people, you know what I'm saying, to help me get that happen. So that, for instance, the printer that I work with is awesome, right? And I'm be honest, one of a kind, right? One of a kind. I'm gonna have to tell you, P.O.D., right? Print on demand, Jesus, bruh. Simeon, Carlos, my people, fam. And I'm telling you that there's a fact because all the top guys that I see and ladies doing their stuff are passing through pod right now, right? To get the work done because those guys care. Those guys will say, well, Raj, I see where you're going. What do you think about this? So when you have the producer saying to you, hey, listen, this might even be cooler. You know what I'm saying? Right, then you know, like, oh, you're on the right stream right now. Those guys, I just want to see those guys grow and grow and grow. I hire more people because they have the right attitude, they have the right, they have the skill set, and they have the right sort of work ethic as far as it's concerned, helping us build out what we're doing. So I'm real happy with what's happening currently, but it took time for us to finally get there.
Find that.
You know what I'm saying? It took a lot of trial and errors too. You know, you try this with people, you try that with people, you get some, you lose some, you know what I mean? So the t-shirt thing, as you said, so that's on the processing, right? Listen, the t-shirt thing has just been, oh my God, a bane for like time, fam.
Right now my baby is on pause and for a couple of reasons, but it's difficult navigating that industry in Barbados. It's hard because my royalties was birthed out of COVID. It was prior to COVID. It was birthed out of the whole George Floyd uprising happening as Black people, and I wanted to reflect the messaging that we evoke as a culture on a shirt. That was my mission for royalties. Still is, but then is everybody tapped into that? And I want people who understand the brand to wear the brand because the brand always has a message. And I always wanted my shirts to be conversational starters, right? Got you. So I found like with your designs, they are not the normal t-shirt you would see out there. It's rich color. It's it's less is more. It's very minimal. It's very clean, and it could start a conversation because the first question is like, "Where'd you get that from?"
Yeah, no.
And then you go into it from there.
Straight.
So you spoke about the hiccups. What do you pull from inside you? Because I know it has to be a personal journey going through it.
Yeah.
Despite those hiccups, to stay within the business of creativity.
I just love it, fam. You know what I'm saying? I think I think that's really it for me. You know, I'm real passionate about it. Like I said, you know, if I wasn't being paid, I'd still be doing it. I try to get paid somehow, but I'd still be doing it because I like it so much.
Right.
I remember when I first learned how to tailor garments, right? And I was trained by the Right Honorable Rojo, you know, who's passed now. He's my mentor, and he was just too brilliant.
He was
right,
too,
just too good.
You hit the nail on the head right now.
I think he's a loss to this nation that we haven't even really calculated yet. I'm gonna be real about it. I think he should have had a state funeral for him.
Wow.
He is so great, and what could have been achieved with him had he made it out to like Europe and Italy, Milan and Paris and so on, we would have been. I'm pretty sure we would have had the Rihanna in fashion with him. Yeah. All right, because he's a whole character too.
He was a character.
So he's not just like skillful and dope, right? He's a whole vibe. A whole vibe, fam.
And I mean, in relaxed form, in full dress form. He himself was
and a beautiful person,
a very beautiful
you know what I mean? So I feel I was real fortunate to have that opportunity to learn from him. He showed me everything that I asked about. He didn't hold back anything. He said, "Hey, look, bro, it doesn't make any sense for me. You know, this is in the earlies." He was like, "It makes no sense for me to dig all and with all this, you know what I'm saying? What would be the point of that?" I said, "No, man, I'm so happy that I met you that I could pass this on to because the way that you soak in this in is how I would want somebody to be."
Right.
So we eventually became like colleagues.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So where I would produce stuff and I said, "Ro, you got to see what's happening now. Check this out." And he would be like, yo. Then he would show me something and say, "Nah, Raj, check this here," you know? So we'd be back and forth with it like that and you know, just building up one another. Some people try to sort of pit us against one another and be like, who's better than who?
Really?
So, yeah, but between us, feel like, what are you talking about? Bro, you're the king, bro.
Yeah.
Like there's no two ways about it, bro. You're the boss, all right? I'm great, but you're the boss, all right? So I don't know what they're trying to do, but I respect that dude so much. And I learned so much, and these things I'm trying to emulate with my work, and I'm trying to pass on to whoever I can pass on as the opportunities are provided, you know?
Nice. So there is a topic that I want to bring up.
Let's go.
I love to push the envelope. And I know you've been championing this drive for a minute. Let's talk about camo.
Let's
go. Your thoughts on the stringent laws against camouflage. Yeah. Let's break that down.
All right, so check it. I feel like what's missing from this conversation is something really, really obvious, which is unfortunate because I know we're brighter than that.
Right.
What's missing is the obviousness of what the law is trying to achieve. I mean, you ain't put a law in place. You're trying to achieve something. You're trying to stop sign for a reason. You're trying to achieve a particular aim. And the real aim of the anti-civilian camo use is really to limit and prevent as much as possible impersonation of the military.
Right.
Like that's it.
Right.
Simple and plain, which to some extent makes sense.
Right. You're
trying to stop people from impersonating. I get that.
Right.
Good. All right. So here's what happened. I look like a soldier to you, fam. That's what happened. That's what happened. When you see somebody rocking a pair of camo fatigues, when you see somebody rocking a camo jacket, a hat, a scarf, or whatever, do they look like a soldier, fam?
Right.
They do not.
Right.
All right. So easy peasy.
This is separation.
Come on, fam.
This is separation.
Come on. Why? I think what troubles me the most is how we take something so simple and easy to sort of analyze and turn it into a humongous issue.
Correct.
That is what troubles me. Like, fam, do you not see how simple this is? We're just trying to prevent impersonation, which means just don't dress like a soldier, bro. How hard is that?
Evolve the law to say you cannot replicate a military uniform.
Right.
But do not bring it down to the camouflage.
Don't bring it down to the pattern.
It can't be the pattern.
Come on, B. How are you gonna trouble anybody for a pattern?
Especially if you could have a pattern like that's orange and pink and green. I could not be
everybody
soldier.
knew for the longest time that they sort of like putting pressure on somebody wearing a pink camo is totally retarded. All right, I was gonna say ridiculous, but that shit is retarded. All right, so but that's the pink, right? But I'm saying be anything. Any camo, fam, that you're using in a way that fails to arrive at the impersonation of military is legit.
Is just a fashion statement.
Because there is a place for what we are calling fashion camo.
Right.
We're using it in a fashion way.
Correct.
Camo, just like colors, like anything,
just
can
like
be
prints,
used in various
patterns.
ways.
Correct.
Right? How is it being used? How is it being applied here? How is it being applied here? How is it being applied here? That's simple and plain. Fam, if you look like a soldier, then you should get tackled. Yes. All right, that's easy.
Yes.
All right, if that's what you're trying to do and look like, bro, you're in trouble.
Yeah, but I don't think if I wear a pink and white pair of camo sneakers that I'm impersonating anybody.
Fam, if you wear a pair of green and beige in the conventional color scheme, sneakers, it's still not an issue, right?
Yeah.
We don't have to go to like the extreme all the time and be like pink and fluorescence and so on, right? We can be like, bruh, if you're wearing anything, but if you're failing to wear in a way that results in impersonation, what's the issue, fam? You legit, you cool. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like what is also happening is that we're missing opportunities, business opportunities.
Facts.
Right? We could be creating, because it's an island base. If you think about it, it's an island or a nature base pattern, camouflage, right? Trees and the rest of it, right? Why are we developing camos? Why are we designing camos and selling to the world and selling to other people? You think that the military design their own camo? Fine, they go to designers, they go to creative people and say, hey, we need something to achieve X. When we're out in the field, can you help us do that? They go back to Cray Precision in New York and had multi-camo to replace the digital camo that failed, by the way. Nearly a $3 billion or more enterprise that failed. Real for the Americans be. Anyhow, point is that you go to people who are creative themselves, or designers themselves, and you get these things done. We could be doing that too. We could have a Beijing camo.
A Beijing camo.
In fact, holla at me, BDF. We can have a Beijing camo for our military, for the militaries and so on. That makes sense. And we could say, hey, fam, that's yours.
And only yours.
And only yours.
Yep.
Right? You can patent it, you trademark, whatever. The rest is ours. You know what I'm saying? We can leave you with that.
Right.
But even if we didn't do that, even if we used what was available to everybody and so on, but we used it in a way that was strictly fashionable, you could tell anybody could see that for a fact, that ought to be no issue altogether. And I'll say this, Rashida, because I read that law a lot of times. And you would do well to read it too. That law really, as far as I'm concerned, does not go against civilian use of camo. Real talk. In fact, the only reason that we think that it does is because somebody came and told you so.
Yeah.
Not because you read it and you came to that conclusion. Read it and you'll see. I can't wait for this thing to come up in a more serious way, because I'll tell them, show me how it's really showing up, because you can see obviously that the impact or the focus of this is that deception, right? That deceiving somebody into thinking that you're part of the military when you're not. Right. So anything different from that, bro,
is not doing anything. Is not a problem.
Bro, it's no issue. Stop making things into issues that they need not be. In fact, let's capitalize in such a way that we really do benefit. How awesome would it be to see a Beijing design camo out there in the world?
It's true.
And we're being paid for it.
It's true.
Right?
It's true.
If you love getting outdoors, you'll love our Beijing Fusion events. Through our calendar of events, we see it as a natural way to promote fitness, combining exercise with excitement as we explore the natural beauty of Barbados. There are plenty of opportunities to meet like-minded people, stop and stare, take deep breaths, and witness the magnificent views of this island paradise. On any given month, you can experience mountain biking, hiking, caving, paintball, paddleboard, horseback riding, kayaking, fitness classes, and so much more. It's time to try something new. Do something different. Empower yourself, challenge yourself, and make fitness a lifestyle. Looking forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.
a lot of the things that you hit on, though, speak to the lack of evolution and innovation on this island. In business ownership, the understanding of small business ownership, and in fashion. Yeah. So what do you think are suggestions you can make to people in your industry, the upcoming fashion designers, creatives, to spark the evolution or innovation, to kind of get the mindsets to shift a little bit?
Well, first of all, you know, one of my favorite writers said that creativity is rebellion. You know, and if you're a creative person, then I'm fine. You're in a rebellious mode. Sure. You feel me? So you're already in the right space to be moving the needle forward. You're already in the right space to be innovating, to be taking us to the next step, to be taking us to the next stage. You know what I'm saying? Dig deep, and find out what matters to you, what you feel strongly about, and let that feed into what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? I don't just like fashion because it makes you look fresh and makes you look dope and it's cool and things. I love fashion because it's self-expression. You know how important that is? That's not what's it, Maslow's law of hierarchy, right? Yep. Right. That whole self-expression, self-actualization is not no small thing. That's very not just like well, that's on the site after we eat, sleep, and whatever the basics are, you know what I'm saying? It's high on there because it is that once we've taken care of basics, that's where we're at next. Right. We're at expressing ourselves, we're out shaping our future based on our thinking, our thoughts, our visions, and so on. So that to me is very critical and very important. And I feel as an island, as a small state, as, you know, a small entity, that we should value that because that's really what's going to set us apart. Right. I think so. I feel like Barbados is really a gem. Really a gem, not just a gem in the Caribbean Sea,
but just a gem
in the world, fam, right? And our tininess and our smallness is not an inhibitor for our impact.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, the thing that's really gonna build out this impact is how we move our minds. You know, are we open-minded? Can we see things from different angles, or are we small-minded just because we're in a small space? Nah, fam. We don't have to be at all. We could be this gem that's shining, and in fact, when you're small and rare, you're more valuable.
Of course.
All right. So we don't lose value, or we don't come down, and we don't drop down because of our size. Yeah. No, we actually have a great opportunity
and we stand out a lot more.
We stand out hard. It's like, yo, what's that thing that's just shining out there? Like, you know, what's that light that's shining? Fam, that's us. That's Barbados. What time
Definitely.
It is? Come on.
One piece of advice Rhaj would give his 18-year-old self.
18. Okay, I'm not so far from that.
Don't lie.
Like 40 years.
Don't lie on your age. Don't do it.
18-year-old. You know what? I'd say travel more.
Yeah?
Yeah, fam.
Do you think that would have impacted or assisted with your creativity if you had traveled more?
I think so. I think it certainly would have assisted in terms of the opportunities. One of the things for schooling for me wasn't really about, hey, getting a degree.
Right.
It's really about the networking that you can create with people on your level.
Yeah.
Because when you pass through school and everything, those people that you create those networks with, those bonds with, the same people that can be excelling in different fields and so on, and you too, and you connect and you do
pull
things.
Back on them. That's right.
Absolutely. So I would have said to myself, bruh, trying to get out, you know, not get out, and I want to be clear on this, Rashida, not get out to escape.
Yes.
Barbados, to escape the smallness and what you see as little limitations and challenges and so on. Not escape, explore. Get out to explore.
And expand.
Explore and expand, right? Because when you move with our mind, when you move with that type of attitude and that type of thinking, you can be only too happy to bring all those learnings, all those lectures back home.
Right back.
You'll be saying, yo, fam, you know who you need to meet? Back in Black Rock, you know, my dude in Christchurch, man. That's how it's gonna be. I know too many people who escaped, who are just like,
I done with that.
Fuck them.
Yep.
I'm out of here, B.
Right.
And they're just gone, and they ain't trying to look back at all. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't want to encourage anybody to be that. I wasn't that person. In fact, I went the other way. I said I ain't going nowhere. I'm staying right here.
Staying right
I'm making
here.
it happen from right here.
Yeah.
I'll expose myself in the ways that I can from being at home and so on. But for sure, I can see more clearly now that if you go with the right attitude and the right sort of focus, and you create these networks and so on, that's going to be tremendously empowering for you. So I would tell myself.
You would tell 18-year-old Raj.
I was like, get going, bruh. Every summer you should be somewhere
outside,
else expressing yourself creatively.
Nice. There's a quote, let me grab my phone here, that I saw you posted, and it says, be intentional about evolving your mindset because the growth of your business is dependent on it. I absolutely love that. Evolve that a little bit for me. Well,
I mean, we've been talking about it all through this whole conversation. You know what I'm saying? It's really you can't stay stuck in one mode. You know what I'm saying? If you stay stuck in one mode, you're gonna see the end of that road too quickly.
Right.
You have to have that open-mindedness that says, yo, what can I do? How can I contribute? You know what I'm saying? So to me, if your business is gonna grow, if it's gonna, you met with so many people and talked to them. They're always talking about what's gonna happen next. You know where they came from, where they're going to. Is always like that. We're always in that mode of like evolving. But what we don't want to do is just be repeating things. We just don't want to be turning circles like that. We want to spiral. We want to move upwards all the time.
Right.
So to me, that is a key factor for your business to grow. You know what I'm saying? That your mind is growing, that you're doing things to evolve as a person and as a creative person. As in a personal way, but also in a creative way, in a business way. There's so many things I can learn about business right now, and I'm open and ready to do that. I wasn't before. You know what I'm saying? So I expect the evolution to be like awesome, like it's his next couple, right? Because I personally had to grow too.
Right.
You know, I had to see myself a new way than how I started off as somebody just trying a thing. You know, I had to see, and especially when people confirm this to you and say, yo, bro, you the OG. I'm like, I'm the what?
Yep. You are.
What do you mean, bro? Gee.
But in your mind, you're like,
I'm like a dude. I'm
getting started.
I'm just like, what are you even talking about? I got new stuff that need to come out. That I'm just like, how we can do this one? No, you know what I mean? So I guess I've just been in it for time. So for them, I'm the OG. But all the time, I'm trying to push the edge some more, right?
You have to.
Listen, I got a series coming out from Republic 21, a new brand.
Right.
It's called the Icon Series. You're gonna love that shit.
Yeah, well, you gotta drop some on that for me. I definitely
because
want.
that pushes the envelope a little bit. So watch out for that there.
So tell the audience where they can source all your brands, all your stuff, how they can get involved, how they can find you, purchase, rep the brand. Let us know.
Sure. So first up, if you get online, you can check me out at Shop Rhaj Paul on IG, and Rhaj is with an H, so it's RHAJ PAUL. Shop Rhaj Paul. You get on my personal too, which is just Rhaj. You could come up to St. Peter, man. I encourage everybody to just like pay a little visit, right? Just get your car, bus, whatever, bicycle. I come up to St. Peter, Spicestone, that's where I am.
Okay.
It's a home studio, so you just come in and we'll talk shop and see what it is that we could do. I do a lot of customizing as well.
Nice.
A lot of bespoke casual wear. So,
okay.
You know, you could just come over and we could have a chat and we could see what's good for you and we could develop something that suits your taste and, you know, puts you out there in the way that you'd like to be.
Nice.
But yeah, but that's pretty much where you can find me. I'm on YouTube too. The channel is Get Tailored, GETTLRD.
Okay.
You can pop on there and subscribe and maybe check out the show.
For sure, for sure.
Get Tailored. So hashtag Tailored. So that'll be dope. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
This conversation was too short, I believe. There's
man,
so much more we can talk about.
I got something for you. I got something for you. My G. That's for you.
We like gifts. We do. Thank you so much. Should I open? Yeah, I can open it.
What are you talking about?
Let's see. I see color already, so you know it's excited.
Right. Nice. It's one of my favorite teas.
Yes. And I do love Bima.
All right, then.
For sure. So you know this definitely got to represent or be in one of the episodes.
All right.
For sure. Great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
The quality shirt is nice as well.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on. Rhaj, I appreciate you. I've watched as I tell you, from buttons to shirts to, I saw the promo of the YouTube show. I saw the fashion shows. I've worked at BMX, where it was one of the fashion shows there.
Right.
It's been many circles that we've traversed in.
True.
It's really great to have you on the show. I appreciate you so much. And I'm going to continue to watch the creative lane that you're paving for the ones coming up. Continue to fight on the camouflage, because it's a design that I absolutely love.
We all do.
But because of the stick, we kind of stick away from it. So thank you for championing that. Thank you for pushing that. And you could talk shop. We're going to get it done.
All right, man. Straight.
Thanks for watching YCTC fam. Be sure to spread the word and encourage others to take in these gems from our local entrepreneurs. Also, follow us on all social platforms at You Could Talk Chalk. See you next time.